All right. Hello, everyone. It's Brenda Miller. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And tonight we have our Paper Pumpkin class. We are doing the February kit, and we're going to make one of each of the projects and then see some of the alternative projects that I found from my peers online. So we'll take a look at that at the end. So let's go ahead and pop over to my desktop. We've got some people on tonight. So I'll be pausing as I go through it for those of you watching on replay. And I'll be chatting with our different participants. So anyway, this is and it is the Hello Spring kit. So it's the February kit. Even though it's March, we give people the chance to get their kits in the mail. And let's see, I'm going to put that away for now. Let's go ahead and open it up. And everybody has you get the little petunia pop in your kit. So that is fun. And I'm going to use my full-size pad, but I don't know if we've had this color yet. So that's always fun. It's an in color, a current in color. And then we have our stamp set. So it's got lots of fun little messages. Got a little Hello Spring, sending love and to a wonderful friend, along with some flowers, etc. So we'll use that. Then you also have some tear and tape. So this is what they included instead of those little dots this time. They included tear and tape. I'm actually going to use my snail instead, just because it is easier for me, but you can use the tear and tape. We're not gluing, nothing that is being adhered is especially difficult to adhere. It's just paper to paper, and it doesn't have to move or anything. So I'm fine. I found that Stampin' Seal was just fine. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to, of course, hoard this because that's how I roll. I hoard my tear and tape because I use it all the time. And then in the center of that, you also have your twine, which we will need. Because each of the cards says twine. And here's my block. All my blocks are otherwise occupied because I had class this morning and class tomorrow and class Saturday, and that's what's going on. Okay, so now we've got our package and we can open it up. And inside, the first thing I believe that you have are the envelopes. And check these out. These are so clever. They are the same size as our normal envelopes, except they open from the side. So that in itself is just so novel. And then look at what's on the inside. It's the entire envelope inside is that lovely pattern. So those of you who look to make alternative projects instead of using the envelopes, that is something that you can look for. But I think I'm going to be using these envelopes because I think they're terrific. They're a nice change of pace. So anyway, well done on the envelopes there. So you can remove those, but we won't use them tonight. Then we have a giant sheet of dimensionals. How wonderful is this? So, of course, it doesn't fit into my normal storage spot for dimensionals, but we're going to use a bunch of them tonight. So, anyway, that's fun to have. All right, so now we're going to make our piles. We're getting to the part where we need to make piles. So, I will walk us through it. We're going to make 3 piles for the 3 different cards we're going to make tonight. So, the first card base uses that same pattern as is on the inside of the envelope, and that is going to go with card number 2. So I'll put that in the center there. And I'll take away my extra. Next up, we have sheets of 2 labels, and we're going to punch out both the labels. There's a smaller label, and the smaller label goes with card number 3. And the larger label goes with card number 2. So, like that. And you can put your extras away after that. Have I lost anyone yet? Okay. How you doing there, Lynn? You okay?
Yeah, everything just fell on the floor.
All right, so our next card base is this lovely blue with like a canvas look to it, and that is the base for card number 3. So I'm just picking up my label that we put there, so we have that in the pile. And I'll put the other one to the side. Okay, next up is a sheet, there's a sheet of labels. So you're going to punch out the circle that's at the top, and the circle goes with card number 3. And then we have the one that fell out before. That was here. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. This is the longer label, and it has that fun edge at the end, the fun cut. That's going to go with card number 2. And then at the bottom, you have one more label. It's cut on a diagonal, and that goes with card number 1. And then you have a whole extra sheet for the other cards. Okay. We'll give everybody a chance to get that going. All right. Everybody ready to move on? Thumbs up if you are.
Almost.
Okie dokie.
Now I am.
Okay. So then this is the last card base. So this is the same as the one before, but I want you to notice that this one, I didn't notice, is this shiny too? No. So this one has the basic beige background, and then it's foiled. The background on this is foiled as opposed to just a flat color. So you cannot see, oh, there you go. You can kind of see it on the camera. It's foiled. So that's the base for card number 1. I just thought that was super pretty. Something different. And we'll put the extras away. And then you're going to take out a full sheet of die cut. Now we're going to be die cutting, we're going to be popping out all of these. And they're going to go basically, I believe, to 2 different cards. So I'm starting with one of the labels. Actually, all 3 of the labels are going to go with card number 1. So you're going to pop them out. And you're going to put them in the card number 1 pile.
What do they say?
One says chives, one says mint, and one says basil.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mint. Basil.
Basically, we're just popping out everything from that sheet. So the actual flowers that we're punching out are going to go with card number 2. Or leaves. None of these are actually flowers. They're probably herbs or something, right? I am an idiot when it comes. I'm a botanical idiot. So if anybody actually knows the answers, I'd love to hear it. I am not ashamed of the fact that I just know nothing when it comes to botanicals, any garden thing. Yeah, not my.
Yeah, one looks like thyme.
Okay.
Might be rosemary.
I like rosemary. Rosemary's this one? No.
No, that's thyme. I think
That one's thyme?
looks like a pine tree, I think, is the rose.
Yeah. I think maybe this one is mint because it kind of looks like the mint on the other one. Oh. This one might be rosemary, right? It's got the sticks like this.
Yeah.
Peel them off. Yeah. I'll go with that. All right. So give me a thumbs up when you've got all those punched out and sorted. So all the leaves and such went to number 2, and all the labels went to number 1. And then finally, we have a sheet in the back. Oops. You have 2 sheets? No, we have 1 sheet, and these all have just chives on them. And you're just going to punch out one of those, and that goes with card number 3. And along the side, there are these little striped like labels, and there are 3 of them in there, but you can't really tell unless you look closely that they are laser cut from there. So that little piece also goes with card number 3. And that is everything from our packet that we need. So once you've got all that set up, you just give me a thumbs up so I know. All right. Okay, good. All right, so let's start with card number 1. And let me see which one is card number 1. This one here. So this is what we're shooting for. And we're going to basically be using the same technique on all the cards, and you'll see what that is. But super pretty. So let's do our stamping first. So we're going to stamp on 2 of the pieces. The first one is the chive. That's what the chive looks like. And the second piece is the label that is that Bubble Bath? I think it's Bubble Bath. I think it's the color. Or maybe, no, actually, it's probably Pretty in Pink. I'm not sure which it is.
No, it's not.
It's not Pretty in Pink?
No, because I've got it right next to Pretty in
Okay,
Pink.
so it's Bubble Bath then. Yeah, I know, I mixed them up. Okay, so we're going to stamp. First on the chives, we are using this little flower. So it's like a little pom-pom. And so it looks like that. I'm actually going to put it at the edge. I can maneuver it better. And we're going to stamp it 2 times. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm going to put 1 over here. And 1 over here. It's super easy. Let me pull that up. So this is what you're going for. 2 little flowers, I guess, that go to the top of the stems, and I didn't do a very good job this time. My other one looks much better. But what happens when you have a camera in your face? A little hard to see. But I guess that's what this is, a bloom for chives, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a purple.
Yes.
Yeah. I had no idea. Chives are those little green things that I don't like, so I don't pay attention to them.
Whoops.
Not my style. All right, give me a thumbs up when you've got your flowers done. Okey-dokey. Give it another minute.
Wait a minute. I lost chives. I thought I had it, but I don't. Go ahead.
Okay, so next we're going to stamp our sentiment. And the one that they put on this card was, "Thanks for helping me grow," but you can put whichever one you like on there. We'll do it the way that they did. And I'm removing my little flower. That on. And just doing it right in the center on this one. I say that because one of them we have to put it to the side. That's what you're going for. Thanks for helping me grow. Or whatever you like. Whenever you have that done, you can give me a thumbs up. Okay. Yep, I got it.
Sorry, I'm always late. Okay.
All right, so we've got that done. All right, so now let's assemble the card. So we're going to take the card base and fold it in half, get a bit of good crease, always. And like I said, I'm going to be using for my regular adhesive, instead of using the tear and tape, I'm going to use my snail. I'm sorry, seal. And the first one we're going to lay down is the one that we stamped. And I'm just going to put good adhesive down the back, and it is going to go in the top left corner, like so. Easy peasy. Once we have our things stamped, they're all pretty easy cards. The next one will be the mint or chives, whatever, I'm sorry, or basil, whichever you prefer. But they use the mint next. And they put it a little bit lower and to the right side. So, looks like that. Well, maybe even a little further down. Let's see. I do it exactly the way they did it. All right. So quick and easy. And then the last one will go on with dimensional. And I just used 2, but you can use, they used 5.
Holy crow.
I know. I feel like that's overkill, but yeah, that's 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle. So I get why they do it, but it seems like a lot to me, especially since I can hoard them and use them elsewhere. That's just what I do. And it's going to go on top, overlapping the other 2. Once you've got that, give me a thumbs up so I know. Right, that's 1, 2.
So you're covering up the
Yep.
chives altogether. Okay.
Yeah, well, just the bottom. The flowers still show. All right. Sheila, you good? Did I miss your thumbs up? Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to take our label, and this is the technique that they are doing for this particular project. This is what they're using. So I'm taking out my paper. I actually have a ruler also on my glass mat, but just for your sake, they measured out 12 inches of the twine. That's what you want to grab, about 12 inches. And what we're going to do with it, what I like to do first is to use my fingernail and just run it along, once or twice to make it a little easier. And we're just tying a giant bow. Now, for those of you who did my Zoom class last week, we did exactly the same thing, coincidentally. We just tied a big bow. And that is going to get adhered to the back side of the label, right in the center this time. So with my regular adhesive or with your Tear and tape, you're just going to put a little adhesive on the back, and then you're going to lay your giant bow behind it. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be even, doesn't have to be a perfect bow, because look what happens when you flip it over. It just looks very, I don't know what you'd call that. I like the look. But, kind of casual using the twine. And this is my favorite way of using twine. Because when you try to tie a little bow, oh my goodness, it's just so hard to get a nice little bow out of it. But when you just, when you don't care and you just do a big one with big bunny ears or big loops, it makes it really easy. So again, I just put a little adhesive on the back and stuck it right into it. When you've got that done, just give me a thumbs up so I know. Got it? Gotcha. Don't worry about it being perfect. And to be honest, you don't even have to make it a bow if you don't want to. You can make it a big, giant circle. Fine. Nobody's going to care. The idea is that you've got multiple strands coming out the back. Okay, great. Okay, so now we're going to use two-dimensional and putting that on the back side. And we're going to put it right onto the card. You can put it anywhere you want. They did it up high here, so I'm going to do the same thing. And you can see how fun that ends up looking. And there it is. Pretty little card. And that's all there is for card number 1. Lois, you know that we can bring an alternate project made with this kit and submit it at OnStage in case you're interested. And they might use it in their upcoming, I don't know what. But we saw an email about that at some point. Did you get the email? I don't know. It was a while ago.
Specifically for that, or was it a general?
I'm not sure. I just know I read it a couple of times. So anyway, Lois and I are going to OnStage next week in Raleigh. So, okay, let's move on then to number 2. Confident that we are all ready for that. So let's go ahead and do our stamping. This one, we're only stamping one thing. You're choosing your words, and you're going to be stamping it on the very right side of this label. So choose whichever one you like. They use "To a Wonderful Friend," which I think is lovely. We'll use that. And just putting "To a Wonderful Friend" on my block, tapping it on my ink pad, and stamping it on the right side again of the label. I will hold that up. So we want it to look like that. Well, once you get that done, just give me a thumbs up so I know. Gotcha. Thanks. Okay. How you doing there, Lynn? You're on mute.
I'll get there. I got the wrong label, I guess.
It's long with the scallop or the
Wrinkly edge, right?
Yeah, the little edge. Yeah, not the diagonal edge. That's on card. That was the one we used before.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to fold our card base in half and give it a good pour. And we are going to take the large label with the gold foil edge, or I don't know, copper. Anyway, we're going to put that right in the middle of the card using your tear and tape or your regular adhesive. Smack dab in the middle. And once you get that on, they have kind of a jumble. They made a jumble with these little herbs. But they did put down the 2, I call them slimmer ones. So it looks like though our thyme and our rosemary maybe. And we're going to put those down first. And they're both going to go down with your regular adhesive or your tear and tape, so flat. And let me show you. This is the way that they did it. Put one here and one kind of next to it, kind of at the same level.
I think your image is frozen.
No, not. It should come back. Can you hear me though?
I can hear you, but I can't see where you're putting stuff.
It might be your, if you have too many things open on your computer, other tabs, or it could just be your internet service isn't, the bandwidth isn't there for the video to come through. Any better? Can you see anything moving now? Oh boy. I think it must be her internet because she, yeah.
I was going to say, because she looks frozen.
Yeah, now then she was frozen. Okay, well, we'll let her, she's going to have to catch up. Okay, so next we're going to take the one that I decided was mint, and we're going to put a dimensional on the back of that. You could use 2 if you want. I'm just using 1. And that's going to go in between the 2 that we put on, and then a little bit towards the bottom. So again, I used a dimensional. Oops, she's back. There you are. Can you
Yes.
see him?
Yeah, I lost you for a while.
Okay.
I don't know why.
So we put down the label on the back, and then the 2 thinner of the herbs flat, and then we did the mint on a dimensional.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just one dimensional?
Yeah, for the mint. Yeah. So our next step, though, is to do the ribbon again. I'm sorry, the twine again. And take 12 inches. We're doing exactly the same thing that we did on the first one. So I'm going to pull it against my fingernail. By the way, that's not in the Stampin' Up! Video, pulling it against your fingernail. That's just I find it easier to work with when I do that. And then you're just making that giant bow. And that giant bow then gets adhered to they put it on the back of the left side of the label. So let me show you. I end up looking like something like this. Whoop. So you can see on the back on the front side, to a wonderful friend, and on the back on kind of a diagonal on the left side. Remember, we stamped it on the right, so we're putting this kind of on the left. So when you've got that, let me know. 1, 2. Okay. Are you doing this part, Lynn? Are you up to this?
Yep, I'm
Okay, good.
adhering the bow right now.
That's fine. No. I just didn't know if you were like humoring me before.
No.
So, and once you've got it on there, we're going to put 2 dimensionals on, 1 at either end. Oops, fix my finger. We're going to put it on our card on top of what we just did. That jumble that looks like that. Once you've got it on there, then we're going to put the mint on. No, I'm sorry, whatever this is. I don't think we said that was mint. But what we're going to do is put our dimensionals at the top and bottom so that it won't be raised up higher again than the label. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to put a dimensional all the way at the top. and then as low as I can go. How low can you go? Like that. And then when you put it down, it's going to rest not on, so none of the dimensionals are on the label, is the point. Because otherwise it makes it a big giant card. Just keeps getting higher and higher. Not what we were looking for.
I'm bow challenged.
Oh, even with 12 inches? Oh no.
It just the loops were too big, and then it was too floppy. It'll be fine.
Yeah, see, mine is floppy, but it just looks like I've got, you know, some twine sticking out. All right, so how are we doing? Are we good? All right, we got 2 done. Okay, 3.
There's no hope for me. Just keep going.
Okay. Fair enough. I understand that. Okay, so that is card number 2. So we can then move on to card number 3. And this is what it's going to look like. Pretty. So we're doing those chives again. So we are going to stamp 2 things. We're stamping the circle and the chives. So we're taking out the same stamps. Well, on the circle, you could put both the Happy Easter and, oh, the Sending Love fits there too, as does Hello Spring. So they use Hello Spring. I think on this one I'm going to put Sending Love because I like that on my block. But you can use anything you like. Obviously, as long as it fits in the circle. There we go. Sending love. So pretty. Open it up, and that's what's good. Okay. So once you have one of those, then we're going to do the same thing with the little flower onto the chive, same as we did before. So you're just going to ink up your little flower, and then one goes here, and then the other goes here. And there we go. So those are the 2 things that we're stamping on. I will hold them up so that we all know. There we go. So you've got a sentiment on the circle, and then you've got the flowers the same exact way we did it on the first card. All right. All right, gotcha. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go to our card base, and we are going to fold it and give it a good crease. And this time, our little label is going to go where this card is vertical, and we're going to put our label with the gold edges across horizontally. Hamburger style. Like that. Just with your regular adhesive or your pairing tape. And then very simply, we're going to take the chives and we're going to mount that with dimensional. So I'm just going to use 2. You could use, 4 or 5 or whatever you want to do. And it's going to go smack in the center, right over the top of what we just laid down. Hopefully you can get yours straight. I have trouble with straight right now. And so when you've got that, let me know. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Okay, so next we're going to take our little strip of striped paper and we're going to do another bow. So same as we just did. Sorry, Sheila. Sorry to put you through it one more time. But they all have it on it. And obviously you don't have to do it either. Yeah. And like I said, you could also just crunch it up. And just, the whole idea is just to have some twine on your card. But it does make it nice and easy when we make the big bow. Right. And once you have it, we're going to be putting it on the back. And this time, we're doing something a little tricky. On one side, when I say one side, I mean one edge of one edge of the strip. That's where you're going to put your bow and adhesive. So you just lay it right in there. And the other side is going to have the dimensional. So this is what you're going for. So once you've got your bow, you're going to adhere it to the, I'm going to say the right side of the strip. And on the other side, the left side, you're going to put the dimensional. Hopefully not fling it around your room. Oh, God. Keep dropping it. Okay, and the reason for this is when we put it down, again, we don't want to have too many layers. So it's the side with the bow is going to go on top of the chives when we lay it down. So I'm actually flipping it over and laying it down on top of the chive. And the dimensional, when you press it down, maybe you have a little extra adhesive there, but it's going to look like that, more or less. And you can have your loops coming out the other side. Doesn't really matter. Any which way you like. I'm a little loopy. My loops are kind of funky on this one, but maybe we'll trim it. Once you have that, the last thing is to put a dimensional on the back of your circle, and then that can get added to the green strip right in the middle, and there is your card. So nice and easy. Everybody know what to do at this point? We good? Yeah. Getting nods. Oh, because I'm going to start getting ready so that I can show you my PowerPoint presentation while you finish up.
Okay, I like this one the best.
Okay. I think this one's my favorite too. All right, I'm going to share my screen and take you over to my PowerPoint presentation that shows all the different cards that I found. There we go. So we're starting with Candy Brodo. And see how these little flowers are popped up? That's because they use the little add-on set that you could get for the January, February, and March kit. And, oh, you can't see it anymore.
Lois has got it.
I've got it.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Yep. So it has the dies in it to both cut out the leaves as well as the flowers. So very cool. There you go. Lois is showing it. Maybe when we go back to full screen, we'll show it again. But anyway, so Candy also used some of that maybe at the inside of an envelope or maybe the card base. Whoops, sorry. And then down here, again, with that same background, she just looks like she embossed to a wonderful friend and just used 2 of the die cuts. So very pretty. I thought this one too, she's using the little briefcase. Is that what is that called, Lois? The specialty box
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, but there's a little box, and so she just decorated the cover of it. So anyway, I thought those were very cool. All right, next one. This is Hannah Bird. So we know Hannah, and just a shout out to her. And look what she did. She cut the top and the bottom off of this, the chives, and separated them, which I thought gives it a really cool look, the way that she did it. And she also switched, like this is kind of the layout of the last card, but she did it on the second card base with that background. So very pretty, Hannah. Thank you. And then we have a little bit of a fun fold by Janie, but she also, see how she did the leaves or the chives and the flowers. She cut them all out. And then there's this little background stamp too that's in there. So very pretty. And next up, this is Karen, and I just thought that this was a nice design. I like the way that she used the new textured notes die to cut out the background, which was really the card front on the card number 1. Remember, with the little gold? That's what this is. And then she mounted it onto a plain piece of basic beige. So I just, all in all, I thought this looked really great. Thought it was well done. This one used some different dyes. This is from the Nature Spotlight on Nature, one of those dyes. Just mixing things up a bit. And then Laura has a whole bunch of, she always has some great ideas. So here she used some of that, the meadow paper that we have. And she found something that looks similar and put it in there into a window. And here she has all different just designs using all the same card bases and cutting them apart and such. So another, well, see, look how pretty this one is. I love the way she just used the 3 labels going across. So, and happy Easter. Okay, next up, we have another fun fold, and this is Leah Dixon. She used the butterflies too, which is always fun, and cut down either the inside of the paper or one of the card bases to a wonderful friend. Next up, this is just another way. I love Melva Peters' work. She's a Canadian demonstrator, and I love what she does. And just, I thought this was clever. She kind of inlaid the die. So she cut out the circle and then had the Spotlight on Nature die that had the little punch outs there. So I thought that'd be cool. These two are pretty. These have bumblebees. I don't think it's these bumblebees that are in the dies, but they're similar. So you can do that with it. And she made it a pocket card so that you can slide this piece comes out and you can write on the back of that. And this one is just a gatefold card using this as the closure. Anyway, here's the little bumblebee that is part of, I think, the little set that we got that you can get with it. This is Tanya Bird, and just like the way she combined everything, and then she has an It's Your Day. So not wasting that big label just in the background. And look how she put lots of little flowers. I thought that was fun. So anyway, so those are the fun ideas that I found. And of course, there are tons others that you can look at. Lois, I'm going to spotlight you so you can show us. Thank you.
And it's Spring is in the Air dies.
Spring is in the Air dies, yep. Yeah. Oh, it was the big bumblebee that was the same. Okay. I mixed them up. I thought the little bumblebees were the ones that were included. But anyway, you can see how useful those are. Thank you. All right. So that was all I had for tonight. Which was everybody's favorite? I know that, Sheila, you said the third one was your favorite. How about everybody else?
I think I agree with her.
Yeah. So Lois is voting number 3. Beth, what do you think?
Number 3 also.
Okay, number 3 also. And Lynn, which one did you like best?
I don't know. It's between 1 and 3.
Yeah, 1 and 3. Okay, fair enough. I like to ask and just see what we're all thinking. I do vote for number 3 myself. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you next month. And I just did want to mention, though, that the system for Paper Pumpkin is changing. It's all going to be rolled up into your regular Stampin' Up! Account. So for those of you who have placed orders, you already have an account. If you've placed orders like in the last 5 years, something like that. So you already would have an account, and it will automatically roll in. However, you will be getting an email on the 11th or after, what is that, like Tuesday or so next week, that asks you to claim your subscription. And they just want you to do that so that it connects with your Stampin' Up! Account. Okay, so you'll be getting an email that tells you how to do that. And if you have any trouble with that, just let me know. And truthfully, if you don't do anything and you don't want to change anything, you don't have to do it. Okay, so it will all get changed for you, but to make it even better and connect everything, you'll want to try to do that. So anyway, that all happens so the Paper Pumpkin system, not that you really care, is going to be down from noon on Monday through midnight on, Tuesday morning. So just so that they can make that change. So anyway, that's the big news. Big Paper Pumpkin news that's going on. So anyway, next month's kit looks beautiful, so I hope to see you then. And have a great night. Thanks for joining.
Have a great trip.
Thank you.